Hey, well, welcome everybody to a pretty exciting 2024 ATX Open preview conversation. My name is Kondo. I get to serve as a host not only of this conversation, but of the ATX Open as well. And I have a special guest, y'all. You are going to love meeting her. Let me tell you a little bit about her. She is the 2020 Australian Open Junior Champ, and she won that at the age of 14. That is absolutely crazy. Former world number one junior. She is, get this, the first ever player from her country to be in a WTA main draw. That's crazy, pretty historic. 12 centuries plus, and she is the first. And she recently won the Drop Shot Series ITF event in November, which earned her a main draw spot in the 2024 ATX Open. Victoria Jimenez Kasintseva, welcome. So good to have you in this conversation.
Thank you.
All right, well, I want to ask you a couple of things. Let's start with the history first of all. You are the first player from Andorra to play in a main draw of a WTA event, 12 centuries plus. That's crazy. How special is that for you? You are historic at the age of 18. That has to be pretty special.
Yes, it is. I come from a very small country where tennis is nothing really. There's only one indoor court when I started. And I think I'm very lucky that my father was a tennis player and that in my family there was, my grandfather played tennis, so they introduced me. And really the only way I could have played tennis was thanks to my father. So I was really lucky to have him.
Now, for those of us just getting to know you, and we are thrilled to get to know more and more of you for a very, very long time to come, but maybe tell us a little bit about yourself, playing style, for instance. Are there players on tour that you would compare yourself to? I know you enjoy watching Petra Kvitova as a fellow lefty. Is she one of the players you've modeled your game after? Who would you compare yourself to?
I've always compared myself to her. Honestly, I think she's much more aggressive than I am because I have a different style of playing. I can play almost defensive, and I have a different style, but I always, whenever I try to attack I think she's a pretty good lefty. Like, she has a good tactic and she uses the special lefty power. so I tried to, I learned that from her. And I also had other inspirations like Maria Sharapova, like fighting wise. I always loved watching her on TV. I was little.
You won this wild card into the main draw of the 2024 ATX Open. First of all, congratulations. So you come and you're playing this ITF event. You were aware that if you won the event, you don't just win a little prize money and earn some points, but that you get this main draw appearance. How much was that a motivational fact for you? Were you thinking much about that when you came into the event in November?
It was definitely a motivation because when you play 25Ks, it's important for the points and, for just everything. But getting a wild card to an incredible event, and I was extra motivated, I must say, and I also really enjoyed my time in Austin. So it was
Speaking of Austin, so you were coming back to the ATX Open in Austin, but you've obviously been there before. What did you enjoy doing? Did you have much time to explore the city outside of tennis? Any highlights that you can tell us about?
Well, one highlight is that I was eating every day at the same place. It was called ATX Food & Co. And it was so good. I had pancakes there that were just amazing. And I had them every day that week. It was my elixir. Like, it made me win. Yeah, it was just very comfortable there. I didn't get the chance to visit the city, but I'm really looking forward to doing that this year. And I really hope I can come with my family because it will be my little brother's birthday at that time. So maybe we can celebrate in the city together. I really hope they can come. But well, he has school, so we're not sure yet. But yeah, I really want to this year to visit the city.
That's amazing. So you are considering making it a family trip, and some of that just depends on the schedule. I mean, I'm listening because there may be some powerful people who can make this happen. I don't know, but it really comes down to the scheduling. Is that what it's mostly about?
Yeah, I try to travel with my family as most as I can because tennis, we travel a lot and we're apart, especially with my mom and my brother because my father is my coach, so he travels with me a lot. But we always try to make as many trips as possible. And for me, going to the US, it's like I always go with my parents, well, all together with family, because when I was younger, I played the Orange Bowl in Miami and we all went together since it was Christmas and it was vacations. But now we try to, even though there's not vacations, sometimes get a chance to like enjoy the time together.
I've got to know. So what's the dynamic like? Is there some very clear family rules and boundaries when your dad is your coach? Is there when we get home, we don't talk about tennis? Or on my day off, we don't talk about tennis? Or have you just learned the rhythm of mixing both? I mean, the profession and the relationship.
No, we really mix. It's not like we get home, we don't talk about tennis because it still exists and it lives in us. Like the rackets are there. It's like, it's not like we can just delete tennis. It's in us. Like it's a part of our lives. And, I mean, we manage it pretty well. It is complicated, I must say, because everything comes home, obviously. But at the end, I mean, I'm very grateful for my father and, we, year by year, we're managing it better. And we had a little rough patch as a teenager. It's complicated, but we always get better. And we don't really just put any rules. It's just, if I don't want to talk about tennis in the moment, I'll just let him know. But yeah, we have like, it just depends on the moment that we talk about tennis or not.
I'm curious to know, what's it like for you? You're 18 years old. If you want to go shopping, are you able to just travel pretty freely at home, or does everyone stop you? There's Victoria. We got to take a picture with her. Are you able to move around pretty freely as such a historic player, a historic figure? What's that like?
No, at home, honestly, since like Andorra is like a little village. We all know each other. They don't really know me as the professional tennis player. They know me as Victoria, like Vicky. They know me as who I am, you know. And if they stop me, they're not like, oh, like about tennis. They're not the tennis player. They're Vicky because they know me. We all in Andorra. It's like so few people that we all just know each other. And if they don't know me, they know my father. They know my grandfather. It's like we're all just a family at the end, you know. And no, I don't get stopped much, not really, and that's something I'm grateful for in my country because honestly, people, sometimes they do recognize you, but they do try to like not bother but yeah, it's like
that. That's beautiful. I mean, it's amazing to hear you talk about both your country and even to hear you talk about your relationship with your father. Like, it's not that there are these worlds that are kept separate. It's relationship, and people know me as a person, and me and my dad are more than just, you know, coach and player. It's all about how you are entering in and navigating relationship. It's pretty beautiful, pretty inspiring to hear. Okay. Let me ask about this season for you. If there is a dream for you for the 2024 season, is it one you're willing to share with us? Are you trying to take it kind of step at a time? I don't want to say too much about the season. Or is your goal pretty big and you're just free to put it out there?
Honestly, I don't really have a goal for this season because I feel like this season for me is more about learning. I also just started working with a new team, and we're working really well together. And I feel like this is just about putting a brick every day and just constructing. And I think this year for me is about learning and just putting myself out there. I have some pretty big opportunities like in Austin, and just to climb the rankings and the speed I have to, not just say I want to be 100, I want to be top 10, I want to win. Obviously, my goal is I don't put any limits. I don't say that I really don't. I just want to go like step by step. Like, I don't want to say a goal because maybe I can do better or worse, and it doesn't matter for me because what's important for me this year is to grow as a tennis player so that I can, because it's a very long career.
Such incredible perspective. Amazing to get to know you. And speaking of getting to know you, before we let you go, I'm going to ask you a few trivia questions just to get to know you a little bit. So, rapid fire with Victoria. Okay, Vicky. Are we allowed to call you Vicky, or is that just my close friends?
No, it's just I'm used to like people call me Victoria, Vicky. Yeah. I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That wasn't one of the trivia questions, but here we go. Okay, very, very simple. So, favorite kind of food?
Every time someone asks me this, I say something different, okay? But pizza.
Pizza.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather stream a great series or read a great book?
Read a great book.
Interesting. Okay. With as much time as you spend on tennis, is there time left for personal relationships?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So the balance exists. You are not, man, I'm all tennis. It's tricky to try and have a relationship if I'm in the middle of all of that. You think, nope, plenty of room for both.
Yeah, I mean, if the time is right and the person is right, why not?
Amazing. So, yeah. Scroll Instagram or scroll TikTok?
Instagram.
Yeah. Very, very cool. Okay. I, again, cannot say enough how cool it is for the people to get to know you, for the world to get to know you. As I said to you before we got on, it is so inspiring to hear bits and pieces of who you are and your journey and your story and how young you experienced some of the success that you've experienced. And now we in Austin get to welcome you and have you as part of the event. It is so exciting. And I can't tell you how exciting it is that 80,000 plus people are going to be tuning into the ATX Open to see their Vicky play tennis. That's pretty exciting. So good to meet you. So good to get to know you. Cannot wait to have you in Austin.
Very nice to meet you too. And I also can't wait to be there.